Yo, what's up guys, it's zaqq. Welcome back to the channel. We're just gonna dive straight into this. No like BS or whatever. These are the breacher pods, which is a brand new weapon system for EVE Online. It actually gives damage over time, and at max skills it'll give you 75 seconds, which is pretty nutty. And the way it works is obviously you do damage per second, but it scales off the target ship's HP. So if we're shooting a Titan, we're going to be doing the full 200 DPS that it offers, because like the hit points and that is absolutely crazy. And if we shoot like a smaller target like the stabber here, we're going to be doing less damage. So yeah, it's pretty cool the way it works, and I'm glad it actually scales, because if it was doing like 200 DPS like per tick on this thing, it would just die like pretty quick. So yeah, again, let's just dive straight into it. We're just going to press shoot. So it's not an auto cycle thing, you're just going to shoot once. And if we're just hold here, it's going to say 200 DPS there, but you can see we're only doing 31 to the stabber. And that's with the scaling. So the stabber fit is a dual LSE fit, but it is unbonused. Like when you reject from a ship, it's taking no skills into account, so the hit points are going to be way lower, so just keep that in mind. And you can see it's just doing like absolutely crazy amounts of damage to this thing. We have got like an additional couple of guns there. We've got rocket launchers and we've got auto cannons. I think all in it does like 500 DPS this thing heated, which is pretty nice. And that's like no DPS mods either. So we've got 32 seconds. What we can do is just queue up another one, and then you'll see the pending, so you can just keep shooting, and you can shoot up to like 7 targets, I think, efficiently, doing damage over time constantly. So you can see now we've hit the armor. Hopefully the audio will not be too loud there, guys. Let's scoot over so we can see a little bit better. So now we get like different effects of it actually taking into the hull, and you can hear the people like fighting and stuff, which is like pretty crazy. So yeah, it's really cool. If there's 2 of these Thalos shooting the stabber with like multiple of these breacher pods, it doesn't stack. So yeah, it's not going to be like super overpowered or anything. But what it does do, it's sort of like the command bursts and things. It'll take the strongest effect from the person who's shooting it. So say I've got top skills for this weapon system and someone's only got like level 2 or 3, it'll take my damage into account and it'll just ignore the other players. Although you will still see, you can actually still shoot it, but it won't do any damage. And if we're just stack it up on the Revelation here, you can see we're doing 200 to the Revelation. Yeah, it's totally crazy. So I think one more would finish off the stabber. But yeah, it's really interesting for EVE. A couple of other like things with this. If you're shooting a target that warps away with this, it'll still take damage as it's warping. And also, it'll also take damage if it warps to a citadel and gets tethered. It will still take damage from the damage over time, which I think is really good, because a lot of people obviously use the citadel tether to like get away from aggro and stuff. The only way you can get rid of it is to jump a system or dock up. So yeah, it's interesting the way that is. So you'll have to wait your aggro timer out anyway. Yeah, man, these ships are like super cool. There's a couple other things the breacher pods have got going for them as well, is that they ignore resistances, and they ignore things like panic modes on the Rockwells, and also assault damage control, so you can just keep doing the max potential DPS that you can, depending on the target ship's hit points. And if you've got like in a fight, obviously multiple targets taking damage over time, that's like quite a lot of DPS you're doing, like per one. When they actually warp as well, because they're sort of like ragtag fitted from the Deathless, like the front of this one sort of wobbles, and I wish it added some like metal sort of shaking in to the effect there. It's really cool. I'll probably overlay it so you can see. Yeah, really cool little ships, very unique for EVE, and a unique weapon system too. Before we even do this, I'll show you the new info screen as well, which is coming, which you're probably seeing right now since the patch is live by the time this video goes up. So it's a little bit cleaner, so we'll get the overview. So it's got a really cool set of bonuses this. So we've got the Caldari Destroyer bonus per level, so that's 7.5% shield booster. So it's pretty tanky as destroyers go. Bonus per level for the Mimitar, which is Stasis Web of Fire Resistance. Now, I need to test this on the day as well when the patch comes out, because I haven't got anyone online to actually web us down and just see how fast this thing goes under like afterburners and things. But that's a per level as well, which is really cool. So it's really going to allow the ships to get in close and sort of stay alive a little bit. I think the biggest fear for this ship's going to be like newts and stuff. And then we've got the roll bonuses there. So we've got rocket damage and small projectile turret damage. Fit the small pod launcher. We can actually fit a covert ops cloaking device, which is going to be pretty cool for like hunting. And all the bonuses that go with that. And we are immune to all cargo scanners. So if you want to move around 60,000 plex in your hold, you can do it in safety-ish. But I would guess that quite a lot of these are going to be getting ganked anyway, straight out of the gate, just for that reason or whatnot. But I think these are going to be pretty pricey as soon as they come, really, once they make their way to jitter. So that's the new screen there. You can see all the attributes and everything. So it's basically just an up-to-date overview of the ship, which is nice. A little bit cleaner for the game in the 2024. Getting back to the fit here, we just did some like super quick theory crafting. So I'm thinking we need to be pretty quick. So I went for the dual prop because with the web resistance bonus, we're going to have quite a lot of survivability under the afterburner. And with the mighty warp drive, we go like 2.8 heated, which isn't great, but it isn't bad as well. So that's pretty cool once we establish the orbit with a scram. I'd really love a web as well. Just depends what sort of fit you're going. And because we get the shield boost bonus, I just went with the ancils. We'll get like 221 HP. And the Pitham A type medium, that does like 242 or something like that. So we're not far off like a really good booster here. If you can time your reloads, that is, and survive the initial fights. But yeah, it's a pretty cheap fit, considering, obviously I'm not sure how much these hulls are going to cost, but there's not really any bling mods on there. In fact, I should just bring it up here so you guys can see. So yeah, pretty standard in terms of like sort of tackling things. And then you get in close with a breacher pod. You've got like 6k range on that, so you need to be pretty tight. Overdrive. I mean, the CPU is pretty tight with this one, so the overdrive just helps the afterburner. What else did we go for? I was chatting to Babel about fits with this, and he was on about 10mm, so I just knocked the one up, just still using the ancillaries. So that's not too bad as well. And if you go with like snakes on this thing, it's going to be doing like silly speeds and stuff. So just like remix the lows a little bit. And yeah, but again, you can just fit this the way you want. Did a little bling one with a couple of cap injectors, because the fitting's quite tight for a cap battery. With the Pythium B medium shield booster, so it does 267. So yeah, we're not far off the ancils there. I thought it was the Pythium A I put on actually. This one again is probably the one I would use, like personally. So we'll just put the best damage in we can. Let's just heat. So we're getting 200 off those ish. We'll just take that into account. So 566. I think if you're shooting like cruisers and stuff, obviously you're going to get way less than 200 DPS off that. But yeah, it's still like decent damage for the bonuses it has, especially the tank bonus. And with that, guys, I think that's pretty much all you need to know. I was just wanted to do like a little rapid fire just to really show you the breacher pod working there. And yeah, exciting times. I'll cover the new ship very soon, the battle cruiser, because I think so this does 200 DPS and the battle cruiser does 1000, so that's going to scale quite well, especially on like big ships like Titans and stuff. But be interesting to see where these fall into the meta, and like how they're going to deal with survivability issues as well. But yeah, we'll keep you updated on some more stats. We'll probably go like way more in depth. It was just a vid just to get it out there. So yeah, thanks a lot, and thanks to CCP for giving us early access to the test server as usual. That's pretty nice of them, so I can get these vids out as soon as the patch goes live. But yeah, that's all from me. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the ships, and I will see you in the next one.